What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here is Legitical Response. And folks, I got a pretty good article for you guys today. This one, we going back to Atlanta, y'all. We going back to Fani Willis, talking about the election interference case, that garbage of a case where we just got an interview with Nathan Wade, went and testified in a closed-door deposition to Congress. And come to find out, we have another situation. Of course, we already knew this, but we have another situation here of show me the man, and then I'll find a statute over here to charge him with. That's what they did. Check this out, y'all. This is nuts. Fani Willis laid groundwork for prosecuting Trump before taking office, ex-prosecutor Nathan Wade reveals. So, once again, show me the man and I'll show you a crime. Right? As a citizen, they don't have the resources, nearly have the resources, to gather evidence to go after Donald Trump. So, once again, this tells me that it's show me the man and then we'll find a crime. We'll figure out some sort of way we can charge him for doing this. And they had to manipulate the facts, manipulate everything, right? And they've even got the corporate press, when they write out their articles, they'll say, oh, Donald Trump tried to overturn the election, instead of saying they tried to challenge the election. He brought these cases to court, and they lie about that all the time, too. Come to find out, you know, all those 80 or 90 cases that Donald Trump had, they'll tell you that, oh, those were defeated in court, as if he lost all those cases. They'll even say that he lost all those challenges. Well, that's not true, is it? Come to find out, I forget how many it was now. It was what? 46 of them were turned down upon standing. And what that means is, that means that Donald Trump wasn't party to damages. In other words, it would be like me getting hit by a car and you, as a bystander, suing the person driving that car. You don't have standing to bring that case. It's not up to you. Somebody else would have had to bring those cases. Somebody that was actually defrauded by the election, in other words. Couldn't have been Donald Trump. And that's where most of his cases went. So when they sit there and tell you, oh, they looked at the evidence and there was no evidence of widespread fraud, that's a lie. That's an outright lie. He was turned down upon standing. And in the cases that actually did go to court, he won 90% of those, as a matter of fact. It just so happens that it wasn't enough to overturn the election. And that's something else they done with some of the other cases that actually went to court. Was this enough to overturn the results? In one case, no, it wasn't. Then they'll go to the next one. Was this one alone, by itself, enough to overturn the election? No, it wasn't. Denied. Denied, denied, denied. Boom. But you put them all together. Yeah, that tells a different story, doesn't it? Yeah, this is nuts, y'all. These people manipulate the crap out of everybody, and I can't stand it. And if you can't stand being manipulated, do me a big, giant favor. Smash that like button. The algorithm loves the like button, y'all. And I really, really need you guys' help. Smash that like button for me to help get videos like this out, to help grow the channel, because we need to grow significantly, y'all, to get the message out about what the corporate press and what the mainstream news is doing to this country. They are ripping this country apart by lying to you, and that's what I'm here for, to point that out. So if you're new around here, do me a big favor, smash that subscribe button for me. That really, really helps. Leave a comment down below. If you don't like my voice, if you don't like something about how I'm doing, or you have some genuine criticisms or, you know, constructive criticisms, I would love to hear that, because I would love to hear any way I can do this and bring the information to you guys in a better way. Right? Like I'm constantly trying to improve here, constantly trying to get better. So do me a favor, smash that like button, subscribe, share this video with anybody and everybody, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think, as I love hearing from you guys. But let's get into it. Check this out. House Judiciary Committee Chair Jim Jordan on Monday released the transcript of a closed-door testimony from Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor hired by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to help manage her office's Donald Trump election interference case before coming under scrutiny for his romantic financial relationship with Willis. Wade testified that Willis was planning to prosecute Trump and began discussing a search committee to find a special prosecutor to investigate the former president prior to assuming office in January 2021. Now, once again, that tells me that it's show me the man and I'll find a crime to give to him, right? Because they don't have the resources to see exactly what Donald Trump did. They don't have all the facts before becoming the prosecutor. So that means they had to know they were going to prosecute Trump before they even had all the evidence, before they had all the facts. They knew what they were going to do. And once they got into office, they realized that, look, it's going to be really hard to prosecute this. They had to manipulate the facts. They had to twist everything around. And then they got themselves in a bunch of trouble for underhanded impropriety, an odor of mendacity, as that judge that was trying to boot them from the case. Right? Booted Nathan Wade, split the baby, if you will. That was wild. I still can't believe he allowed Fani Willis to stay on this case after seeing some of the misappropriations and then the impropriety of having your lover work on the same case with you. It's like, what are y'all trying to do here? Are y'all really trying to prosecute Trump? Or are y'all trying to destroy your reputations? Yeah, I don't know. The former special prosecutor was also confronted with his own record showing that he met with White House officials for 8 hours on one occasion, though he told investigators he could not recall the details of the meetings. Wade served on that search committee, which was instead on day one of Willis's term in January 2021. After an unsuccessful search, Wade was ultimately invited to assume the role himself, which he claimed he reluctantly accepted. Yeah, right. I'm sorry. Who would turn that down? Especially if you're Trump deranged. Oh, we're going to go after Donald Trump? We're going to finally get the Orange Man? I'll do it, boss. Put me in, coach. Like, hang on. What's going on here? And then you're going to fall in love with Fani Willis, the prosecutor, and screw the case all up because it's tied up in all kinds of legal mumbo-jumbo right now. It's crazy. And so the search committee, you said, that began when D.A. Willis took office on January 1st, 2021, is that correct? Investigators asked. Yes, Wade replied. And was there outreach to you to be part of the search committee prior to January 1st, 2021? Absolutely, he confirmed, saying the outreach began sometime after the election, but prior to her taking office. The transcript of Wade's deposition Tuesday was released by Jordan's committee a week after the interview. The GOP-led committee subpoenaed Wade as part of an investigation into his relationship with Willis. Last year, Willis indicted Trump and 18 co-defendants in Georgia over their alleged efforts to challenge the 2020 election results in the state. So finally, we get a corporate press article that doesn't say he tried to overturn the results. Which, come on, obviously that's what they're trying to do. That's the only reason you bring a challenge. But saying it, oh, they tried to overturn it, sounds like they did it illegitimately. But everything was on the up and up. When you look into the indictments, you see what they're trying to do. They're twisting the narrative around. They're trying to say he illegally put together slates of electors. Well, hang on. Trump and his campaign can't do that. You can't have the campaign put together slates of electors and send them to Washington to be certified. The state has to do that, not the campaign. So that alone makes this whole thing fall apart. But secondly, the precedent for this, it has been done before, as a matter of fact. That's where they got the idea to do it from in the first place. They got the state officials to put together slates of electors. Now, in 1960, Democrats put together an alternate slate of electors, or as Cenk Uygur would put it, fake electors, sent them into Washington, and Richard Nixon certified those. Those slates of electors were not certified by a judge. Were not certified, and Richard Nixon certified that slate of electors anyway. Now, it's a whole bunch of mess. That whole situation's a giant mess, and it's a little bit different than what we have here, but it's a very similar situation. Very similar situation. So there is precedent for this. However, there is no precedent for a state, much less the federal government, to go after a former president for something that the state did, as a matter of fact. Right? Because, once again, like I said, Trump can't put slates of electors together. That doesn't make any sense. That would be like you putting together a slate of electors, trying to send that in to be certified. That doesn't make any sense. So the state has to do this. That's why I don't get all these people talking about, oh, Trump sent fake electors. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't Trump. Wade resigned from the case in March after a Georgia judge made his stepping aside a condition of allowing Willis to remain on the case after evidence of an improper financial and romantic relationship emerged between them. 2024-10-15 Nathan Wade deposition redacted. Blah. Wade also failed to recall key details about meetings with White House officials despite recording them in his invoices to Willis's office. According to the transcript, Wade billed Willis's office for an 8-hour meeting with White House lawyers. These meetings were reported by Just the News after court documents filed by a Trump co-defendant showed Wade recorded an entry for a meeting with White House counsel's office in Athens, Georgia in May 2022. So they colluded together, folks, but we already knew all this. They colluded together, and then it wasn't very long. It was like 2-3 weeks after those meetings. We found the indictments, or they came out with the indictments against Donald Trump. So what did they talk about? Like, we want to know what they discussed. Yeah, that's fishy evidence right there, y'all. Though Wade testified that he did not remember the meeting, he told congressional investigators that the invoice says travel to Athens, so that means to me that I traveled to Athens. What a cop-out answer, y'all. That's such garbage. You mean to me you're going to go talk with White House lawyers and not remember a damn thing about what you discussed? I'm sorry. I don't buy that. He's lying, and they've got to, because there's much more impropriety going on here than what is currently out in the public arena. The invoices provided in the suit show at least one more meeting with Biden White House staff on November 2022 that appears to have taken place in Washington, D.C., though there is no record of a visit by Wade in the White House visitor's log. However, there is a visitor's log record of Fani Willis going to the White House. As a matter of fact, we've covered that on this channel before. So we know Fani Willis went to the White House. And once again, like I said, it was only a couple of weeks after that all these indictments came out of Georgia. Yeah, I wonder what they discussed. Oh, let's get Orange Man. Willis last week attempted unsuccessfully to block Wade from testifying to the committee on the grounds that it could improperly divulge confidential information about her investigation of the former president. Yeah, freaking right. You didn't want Wade talking. That's what it was. It didn't have nothing to do with divulging confidential information. I'm sorry. You can go sell that to somebody else who's buying garbage. You can sell that to an idiot if you want to, but I'm not going to buy that. You colluded with the White House to go after Donald Trump. They advised you on federal statutes, on what to do, how to write up your indictments, how to bring it to the grand jury, and all that good stuff. Because, show me the man and I'll show you a crime. That's exactly what I'm seeing right here, at least with me. Because you don't go to the White House, right? Like a state, local district attorney going to the White House to talk to legal staff. Yeah, I'm sorry. There's something fishy going on with that, especially when you're going after a president. Like this whole thing has a large odor of mendacity, if you will. This whole thing is just getting out of hand. But, you know, these cases, they're slowly being chipped away at, and they're slowly going away, because once it goes through the courts, you have to have evidence. Like, you can indict a ham sandwich. Like they say that all the time, it's easy to indict somebody. But to actually get a conviction in court on something like this, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening at all. As a matter of fact, a lot of this I don't see even making to court. Not all the way, at least. Not all the way. This one might. I don't know. I really don't. I know Jack Smith is having a whole hell of a lot of trouble right now because presidential immunity. Yeah, they didn't want the Supreme Court to rule in that manner. They wanted the Supreme Court to rule that presidents aren't immune, which would be insane. Well, that would also be unconstitutional, by the way. But, that's neither here nor there at this point, because they ruled that, yes, presidents do have broad immunity for official acts. They don't have immunity for unofficial acts. But, let the leftist media get out there and tell you otherwise, because they tried to. They probably still are saying that crap. Oh, the presidents are king. Immune, 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 immune. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you can go shove it somewhere, if you ask me. I find it funny to watch the left whinge over law and order, over the Constitution. And they say Trump wants to get rid of the Constitution constantly. It's just funny because, yeah, that's something how you can tell what the left is doing by what they're saying the other side is doing. We know this. It's constant. It's always out there. And they're constantly talking some kind of crap, some kind of garbage, especially against Trump. They really hate this man, and that's why I want him to win. Plus, we need to get the economy back on track, y'all. And we need to get the border closed back up. We need to get America back into good standing, because we're being laughed at right now. We're being looked at as fools for allowing our democracy, our republic, to get so out of hand. But, I'm rambling at this point. So I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comments section. And that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.